back, Divine Essence Tarot. So today we're going to take a look at your finances. We're going to see your current energy, just how you feel overall at this time, and also your love life. Let's see what's going on in your love life. Yes, I'm being nosy. Absolutely. Let's do it. We have the Oracle card. So this one is called the What's the Tea? This is one of my favorites. And that'll give us a little preview, and then we'll dig right into the tarot, which will go even deeper so we can see what is happening with you at this time. How are y'all doing today? It's a beautiful Saturday, isn't it? I love it. The sun is out. I am in the AC, living my best life, okay? I will go out, but it won't be until the sun goes down just a little bit, okay? Me and that hot ass sun is just, okay, it's not gonna mix. It's not gonna mix the way it needs to. I need to wait a little later, and then she'll be outside. Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see for Gemini. So we'll pull a few here. Let's see. Scarcity tactics. Scarcity tactics. You could be dealing with somebody who is manipulative at this time, or you could feel that they are very calculated. You see how on the card here, there's looks like a chessboard here. Either you or this person that you're currently dealing with, if you're dealing with someone, this person could be into chess or know how to play chess, or you could, or this is something that you want to learn eventually how to play. But yeah, this person, you could feel that they play mind games. You could feel that they use mind manipulation to get what they want from you and from other people. You could feel that way. Tell me more, Spirit. And for those of you who are single, that's not for you, right? So whatever resonates, of course, let it apply. If it doesn't apply, since this is a general reading, just let it be for someone else, okay? So that's how it works. If you guys need a personal reading, you can email me, and my email is in the description box, okay? It says unfazed. So a lot of you right now, Gemini, I just see that you're not really giving a damn about anyone else right now. You're in a selfish kind of energy, which I'm not here to judge, okay? But being selfish, people think that being selfish with yourself is something wrong. But it's not. You have to be selfish with yourself sometimes. You have to make sure that you're good, especially if you have other people dependent on you. How can you be good for anyone else if you're not good, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So right now you are taking the time out. It just shows me here that you are focusing on your well-being, your mental health, your spiritual needs, your emotional needs, your physical needs. So a lot of you could be exercising more right now. You could have changed your eating habits. You could be practicing yoga, meditation, incorporating these things into your life so that you could feel more balanced, and more at peace. I feel like your peace is something that you're definitely not willing to budge on, whether you're dealing with another person or not. If someone's going to come in and wreck the peace that you have, you won't deal with them. And I don't blame you. Okay, so there could be things that are going on right now in your life, Gemini, that are a bit rocky, and that could be something that could knock you off your game. But instead of allowing that, I see yourself being very protective. You see how looks like she's like holding herself, or like cradling herself, sort of in a protective stance. So you're making sure that you create this safe bubble for yourself, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. Everybody has different ways of maintaining peace. Some people like to go for walks, for example. Some people like to go for a swim. Some people like to sit in their car, right? I mean, I used to do that all the time. Just sit in my car before I even walk into my house. I would sit out in my car for 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, and just for a peace of mind, for some quiet. And, whatever peace looks like for you, I feel like that's what you're getting into these days. This is what you're doing. And it's all about you. It's all about you right now. Tell me more, Spirit. Rejected. Okay. So you could feel that you were rejected either, Gemini, by someone in the recent past, or you could be rejecting someone at this time, okay? You could feel that some of you were in a connection where someone, they could have rejected your offer of love. They could have walked away from you. They could have ghosted you. They could have come out and told you. For some of you, look, I don't want this. I don't want to continue the relationship or the connection. Some people just left you. And so you could feel rejected at this time. You could feel like no matter what you do, when it comes to connections, no one is really willing to love you for you. That's what I'm getting. And I'm a reader who, I hear messages, so I'm clairaudient, but I also see the messages, so I'm clairvoyant as well. And I get my messages from spirit, from God, from the Most High, from my spirit guides, from my ancestors, and from my spirit team, my angels. And what I'm hearing is that you could feel very alone right now. You know, you could feel abandoned. I'm also getting that you feel like you're on the outside, you know, looking in. And so you could be a little depressed right now. You could be sad at times, or you could just feel like it's better off that you just stay to yourself instead of extending yourself out to anybody and trying to find love right now. Like you could feel, Gemini, that right now it's better to just focus on yourself and your goals. And that would be the safest thing to do so that you don't get hurt. Because I see that you feel that you've always gotten hurt in relationships and things just never seem or tend to work out. Bottom of the deck says bankrupt. Bankrupt. So some of you, now this could go a few different ways, all right? What I'm getting is that for some of you, you have bills that are piling up. You see how this character on the card, they have past due bills. And they're like passed out with a can of beer looks like on the couch or on the floor. Some of you could be drinking more than usual because you're stressed out about bills that you can't keep up with. All right. For some of you, you could feel, this could be more of a spiritual thing. You could feel like you're emotionally bankrupt, like you don't have any love that you could, what I just said in the past card, in this card, because you've been rejected so many times, you could feel like at this time you have nothing in your tank. You are emotionally bankrupt. You have zero when it comes to giving to someone else. You don't got it to give, okay? And what I'm seeing in my third eye is a card from the tarot called the King of Cups reversed. So that card, when it's reversed, it comes upside down. And that card is all about what this card is giving. The same energy. It's like you, because of past wounds and past hurts that you haven't healed yet, and you're still grieving these hurts. Some of these wounds are from your childhood. Some of them are from past love relationships, but you're still holding on to them. So you have baggage. And because you have that baggage, you're not able, you are incapable of giving. Even if you put it this way, if you were to meet somebody who you felt was attractive and they check all the boxes for you, and on paper it looked like you would want to be with them, it wouldn't work. The reason why it wouldn't work, Gemini, is because you don't have the heart space. You don't have it. Your heart space is blocked. So you're unable to receive a genuine love connection right now, but you're also unable to give or offer that to someone else. And so that's where this bankrupt energy could be coming from, okay? It doesn't have to be literal, okay? I'm a reader where I see through the lines, you understand? So what I see on the card, it doesn't have to be literally what that is. It could be deeper than that, you know? And which, of course, I don't judge. Absolutely not. I'm not here for that. I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychiatrist, but I am a reader. I am a seer. So I'm going to tell you what I see. And I'm going to be honest. I'm never going to tell you something that I don't see. You understand? I'm going to give it to you straight, and you can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it for what it is. All right. But I'm an honest reader. We're going to look now and see what we have in the tarot, guys. All right. I already shuffled just to save some time. Okay, just a reminder for you guys, I have a TikTok. So on my TikTok, I have totally different videos than what you see here. So I welcome you to come and visit me. I would love that. And you'll find my TikTok link right in my description box. Okay. Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see for Gemini and what your finances. Let's look at your finances first. What is Gemini's finances? What does it look like right now? 10 of Wands, reversed. Not bad. So I'm going to show you guys. It came reversed, so it came upside down, but I'll show you so you can really see. So what I'm getting is, in the recent past, you had a lot of burdens when it comes to your money. You know, you could have had a lot of responsibilities, bills piling up. And I see that you're doing and taking care of these bills all by yourself. It became very overwhelming, became a lot of burden on you, stressed you out a lot, probably gave you gray hairs as well, okay? Bags under your eyes like me. I mean, stress, you understand? But Venus came reversed. It just shows that recently, you know, you've been able to reverse the situation. So I feel like a lot of you have caught up on your bills. Your finances are looking better than they were, okay? And so you're able to now do more, okay, when it comes to your money. And you're not feeling as burdened, that's for sure. I do see that. Tell me more, Spirit, about the 10 of Wands reversed. The Hanged Man, okay? But right now, I feel that you're in an energy of, you're not spending money that you don't have, okay? You're not. You're pretty much just making money and doing a lot of saving. That's what I'm getting. You're saving your money, okay? But you're not making any reckless moves when it comes to like investing in anything or splurging or anything like that. But you are really more so just saving. You're working. I see a lot of my Geminis are working and saving. That's it when it comes to finances, okay? Not bad. Not bad. What's your current energy? Let's check that out. Like, how do you feel just overall in general? How does Spirit, please show me, how does Gemini feel at this time? How does Gemini feel right now in general? 7 of Cups. Okay. So 7 of Cups is having a lot of different options. The cups represent usually emotions. So this could be that you have a lot of options when it comes to love. So you could be online dating right now, or you could just have, you know, people that you were talking to or that you are currently talking to, but it's not just one person, it's multiple. It could be up to 7 different people or more, but I do see at least 7 where you could have different type of relationships with each one of these people. So you see how in each cup here, there's different things. Like in one cup, there's a skull. In another cup, there's flowers. Another cup, there's some fire. So for example, with one person that you're talking to or dealing with, you could just get up with them because it's passionate. That fire could represent the fact that the sex is really good. So you meet up with them when you want to get it in and know that you want to get it off real good with them. The other, for example, you could meet up with another person and there's looks like a serpent. You see, there's a serpent in that cup. There's a snake. So that person that you deal with could be very toxic. But even though they're toxic, there's something about them that is alluring to you. So you still deal with them. Even though you know that they're toxic, you know you can't wife this person or make this person your husband. You still feel drawn to them and you still have an attraction towards them. And there's something very like taboo about that person, but that's what keeps you coming back. So, you know, just to give you an idea that each one of these cups that you have in front of you right now, you have a different connection to each one of these people. And so, not to say that you use them for different reasons, but they are in your energy for different reasons. And I feel at this time you have so many, because the 7 of Cups is always about like having all these options, but also being really confused and kind of dazed on like who is the best option to pick. You could have one person in particular though, and this is usually one person in particular that has you have an emotional tie to. And this person, you put them above the rest. But you still have all these other people, okay? So you, at this time, you could be, your head could be up in the clouds when it comes to all of the options in front of you. So you don't know which person to pick, okay? And that's fine. Tell me more, Spirit, about the Seven of Cups. Knight of Swords reversed, okay? This is you. So what it's showing me, and swords in tarot represent your element, which is air, okay? It's Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. So what it's showing me is that you have a tendency, Gemini, I'll show you in the upright. It came reversed, this card came this way. This represents the fact that you are someone, when it comes reversed, that you are reckless, okay? Don't argue with me. I told you what, I'm going to tell you what I see. You tend to make reckless decisions. So at this time, we asked how you feel right now. You could feel like you need to make moves without thinking, you know, and be very quick. And you could feel, you could know how you are. You could know that you're this way, that you don't think sometimes before you act, or you don't think before you speak. You understand? You could also be someone, and you could know this about yourself. If not, I'm going to tell you about yourself right now. You're someone who you could be very, when it comes to your words, because swords, you see the sword that this character has in their hand, that represents communication. And being that it came reversed, you tend to cut people with your words. So you, when you are dealing with anyone, or you're in communication with people, you have a tendency to come off very rough around the edges, very much given like you could cut people with your words, and you have an abrasiveness about you. You understand? So people tend to, even if you don't mean to come off that way, people look at you and they feel that you are someone who can be very rude, nasty. You could also be, Gemini, someone who likes to argue, okay? You like a good argument, and you like to fight. You like to get into it, and you like conflict. This is what it's about. And so I feel that this is where you are. You're still in that energy. This is not something that you've changed, but this is where you are, you know, when it comes to your energy, you know. And so let's take a look at your love life. All right, let's take a look at that. Let's see. We pretty much did get a small peek at what's going on, because we both saw with the Seven of Cups that you have options. You understand? Now, Spirit, please show me what Gemini has going on when it comes to their love life. When it comes to their love life, Spirit. Two of Pentacles reversed, okay? I'll show you in the upright, guys, what it looks like. So there was a point where you were very busy, and to the point where both of your hands were full. You couldn't even take on a relationship. You didn't have the time, okay? You were too busy working on your goals, working on your money, working on your finances, working on your dreams. And I feel that because of that, you had opportunities in love, but you neglected those opportunities because you were too busy. And so you didn't know how to balance that work, personal life, love situation. You didn't know how to do that. And so when you can't balance things in your life, something is going to lack. Something's going to be neglected. And I feel like at this time, you have freed up some space, because it came reversed, this card. So you've already freed up some type of space. So you have the space for it. In the beginning, we saw that you're kind of closed off though, right? When it comes to your heart. But in terms of making time, you have more time now. And I feel if the right person came along, you know, you would have the capacity to fit them in. But we don't know so much about the actual like love aspect of it, right? Because in the beginning, we saw with the oracles too, and that you're kind of closed off when it comes to that right now, okay? But yeah, in terms of being able to balance a love relationship with your life and your family and everything else that you have going on, You have the time for it. You do, but you're the Emperor reversed. So I'll show you in the upright. Emperor reversed is someone who's very controlling, someone who could be very temperamental. You see how he has on this red robe. Red in tarot represents having a bad temper. You're someone who, when it comes to love, in relationships, you come off as this energy, the Emperor reversed, someone who can snap just like this, and not just in a small way. When you snap, it's in a big way. It's a big blow up, and you get, there's a very fiery energy that comes off of this card. Very angry. You get angry very quickly, and fire represents Aries, Leo, Sag. So you could have that somewhere in your chart. If you know your birth chart, if not, look it up so you can know. But you do have a lot of fire energy, and so you can be combustible. You can be also, just like fire is, you can be very unpredictable. So in connections, the people that you connect yourself with, they tend to look at you in this way. And this is something that could harm you in the long run. Gemini, the fact that you are this Emperor reversed. Things have to be your way. And if it's not your way, then it's not the right way. And that's very rigid, right? That's not being flexible. And so that's something that you may need to work on. Spirit is saying, take a look at that, because that's something that you can fix if you work on it. But coming in this energy here, when it comes to love, you know, it's not very welcoming. It actually turns people off, you know. What's the obstacle when it comes to Gemini and their love life? What is the obstacle? Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. What is holding you back from having a healthy, solid connection? Show me, Spirit. Eight of Swords, more swords, which is Gemini energy. This is where you are here, okay? So one of the main obstacles that you have, you see how this character on the card here, they have a blindfold on, and they also have their hands tied behind their back. So the fact is, when you are dealing with someone, Gemini, one of the problems is that when you have done something wrong or said something that wasn't right, you have a hard time admitting that. You're someone who will then turn a blind eye to the part that you played in the breakdown of the relationship. You're also somebody who is avoidant and will not want to talk about or deal with the issue at hand. You kind of tend to brush things off. And when it comes to apologizing, you could give like a breadcrumb of an apology, Gemini, instead of coming and giving a solid, heartfelt, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I admit that, I know where I messed up, I'm going to work on that. Like you tend to just, for example, maybe say, I apologize. And that's it. Like, that's all you'll say. And that'll be it. Like, and if the person takes it, they take it. If they don't take it, oh well. Like, that's the kind of attitude that you have. And I just feel like that, you see how she's surrounded by those swords, those 8 swords. So you literally put yourself in a self-imposed prison because, and this is, I'm talking about a mental prison. So the way that you think when it comes to relationships, it creates a barrier for you to have a healthy relationship. This is what Spirit wants you to know. It's all about your thinking, okay? So what I want you to take away from this reading is, when it comes to your love life, you're the one that can flip the switch, and you can create a new opportunity, a new outlook, right, on love. But you have to be the one to do it. You have to make the changes. You have to look at love in a different way. You have to look at relationships differently, and also look at the part that you play when it comes to connections. What do you do? And when it comes to relationships, how do you show up for that person? Are you kind? Are you open? Are you gentle? Are you mean? Are you nasty? Are you heartless? Can you come off cold? You know, so are you apologetic, like genuinely? Are, you know, so you need to, Spirit says you need to think about how you show up and change how you view relationships, women or men, however you date. And that's something that you need to look at. All right. Let's pull one more on the 8 of Swords. More swords, guys. Page of Swords now. Okay. So you're coming out as the Page of Swords when it comes to love. But this is an obstacle, because the pages in tarot are the babies. So that shows that you have a lot of growing to do when it comes to your emotions. Okay, swords are not emotions. Air is not emotional. Air is very intellectual. So, and I just so you guys know, I am an air sign. I'm a Libra. So I can relate to the fact that I tend to come off more head over heart, you know, a lot of times. Now, I can be emotional. I have Leo in my chart, so that's a lot of fire, a lot of passion. So I do have that soft side, but the first thing that you're going to get from me is my intellect, my thoughts, and I think very clearly. And you're someone who does the same. You're somebody who's very intelligent. I see that, highly intelligent. But your emotional intelligence is very immature, and it needs a lot of work. It needs to be cultivated. It needs to be grown more, and it's something that you're going to have to work on if you want to have a healthy relationship, because you're coming into relationships being very childlike, and the way that the people are seeing you that you're dating, they could look at you and leave you because the fact that you come off very much like a teenager. You could be in your 40s, you could be in your 50s, you could be in your 30s, but you come off like, when in relationships, you come off like a teenager with the way that you handle your emotions and the way that you show up as a boyfriend or a girlfriend, okay? So, yeah, this is something that you need to really, I want you to play it back if you need to, you know, review it. I appreciate all of the likes. I appreciate the love. I see it. I see the comments, guys. I love that. And I thank you guys for coming in. You could be anywhere else, but you come here and you spend time with me, and I appreciate that. I will love to see you guys